All right, Dashboard Douchebag here, bringing you another fine webisode of The Road. So I've got a bone to pick with the quote-unquote virtual reality people. So I understand that with your PlayStation or with your phone, you can slap on a pair of these goggles and you see some cool pictures, and maybe you can hold the things in your hand so that you can manipulate what's on the screen, and that's all fine and dandy. But you gotta fucking change that name, because that is not virtual reality. What I've been conditioned to expect when it comes to virtual reality is I want to walk through a fucking set of double doors like in Star Trek and be able to see a magical world with things that I can touch and things that I can see with my eyes all around me, not with a fucking headset on. Like, that's bullshit. You need to change the name. It's just like when they have those quote-unquote hologram cards, or those things where you tilt them back and forth. No, a hologram is a Princess Leia popping up on my fucking wristwatch, three-dimensional and all that bullshit. Anything short of that, that's not a hologram, that's a lie. See, at least with augmented reality, like you can wear like a pair of Google glasses or something, and you're just looking at what's actually around you, and it might put like messages and shit and like a heads-up display. That's fine, got no issue with that. But virtual reality people, you deserve to get fucking sued. You belong in jail for trying to call it something like that. Like virtual reality, that's like Matrix style, where someone shoves a cord in the back of my neck and all of a sudden I'm in a faraway city somewhere, you know, like in a paddle boat, like shooting donkeys that are driving a speedboat. I don't fucking know, but it ain't it's not that Oculus bullshit. That is not virtual reality, and claiming otherwise is simply dishonest, and quite frankly, I'm disappointed. Support for today's program is provided in part by loud upstairs neighbors, because there is nothing better than waking from your 3 a.m. slumber to the sound of noisy, drunken sex. So I don't really watch the Food Network or the Cooking Channel all that much, but I've found myself becoming more and more cynical when I do watch it, especially when it's like a competition, where I see there's like trained cooks that have been doing this for like 15, 20 years, and they'll whip up a dish with a secret ingredient in an hour, and it looks amazing. But after I see that, it just makes me think, like, it bolsters my confidence. Like, you know what? I could do that. And quite frankly, I'm disappointed with their effort, especially when I see the judges say, like, these scallops, they're not cooked all the way. And I'm thinking, like, bitch, of course they're not cooked all the way. Bet you I could have cooked that shit all the way, even though, in all honesty, my cooking is borderline a crime against humanity. Like, it didn't come up at the Geneva Convention, but if it had, I'm sure they would have banned it, because they would have been like, fuck, this guy belongs in prison. But it's even worse when I see like the kid competitions, because they're all like gunning for like 50 grand, and I see some kid like whip up a plate of lasagna or something. I'm like, psh, if he could do that, I bet you I could do that. Except if I look up the recipe on it, I'm like, shit, what the fuck? Flour? What do I do with flour? Dough? You know, they're like making dough from scratch and like kneading it and all that other shit, which I don't even know anything about that. Never even tried it. But then it just makes me think that, you know, I'm questioning their decisions. I'm like, that kid's making a souffle. Nah, they should have gone with like a traditional, something else, like, right in that spot within this kind of time crunch. I think you really got to reevaluate your whole thing. And it's like, I'm second guessing this like terribly difficult contest, that's taped out, and I'm watching it after the fact, and it's just boiled down to a few bullet points. And yet I become more and more judgmental of it, despite the fact that my cooking skills are not improving. It's not even like I'm practicing mine. All I do is watch them and judge them, which quite frankly is amazing. That's kind of the basis for watching anything on TV. But there you go. One last thing though, I have seen this one show. It's kind of cool. It's Cutthroat Kitchen, but they only do it with like adults, where someone's like, they bid money to like fuck each other over with these challenges. And one of the things was like, okay, like you have to make a dish, but the only thing you can use to cook is like a coffee pot. And it's like, fuck, you need to make that show, except do it with kids. So you got kids fucking each other over, but like double it or triple the prize money. Make it like $500,000 or something. Make it like an insane amount of money, but you're going to see kids crying. So I think it's well worth it. But that's all I got. Dashboard Douchebag signing off. Now that we've reached the end, we would like to extend our sincerest apologies. The quality of today's program would have been a lot better had we not spent an extended amount of time catfishing your aunt online. But the silver lining here is we did learn that she's into gangbang.